Evening folks, this is Best and Slot. We are back with our Planet Zoo Workshop Highlights series. The first time we've been able to do this now that the game is out of beta and in our hands properly. We're going to look at a bunch of different stuff today, some buildings, some weird creations in general, and a complete ready-made zoo, sort of a complete ready-made zoo. You can now download entire zoos onto the Steam Workshop, so that's what we're going to do with a couple of the things we show. Some of them are still going to be useful for your own builds. You'd basically load into like a starter zoo, which would have spaces for your own animals. This one is a little bit different. This is by SSSSSH. I think I've just butchered that name. This is the Abandoned City, and it is a zoo you download. I'm not sure it's a zoo that would be very useful to anyone, but it looks so incredible that I felt the need to highlight it. This is possibly my favourite thing I've downloaded. So, I'm going to do a little turn here. There we go. This is the Abandoned City. It is insane. I don't really know what else to tell you guys. It is basically absolutely insane. We've got... I just love it. It's so basically this is, I think it's meant to be inspired by it, but it definitely feels like it. And it does mention it on the Steam Workshop. This is sort of inspired by The Last of Us. You'll remember that scene where you go in and the giraffes are popping up all in that sort of foresty, overcrowded city area. It's very similar to that. There are multiple exhibits here. We've got a gorilla exhibit right here at the start. And this is a really good thing about downloading ready-made zoos. They've got all the animals in already. You could download this and carry on. I will admit this is not a useful download per se, but this is more just wanting to showcase some incredible work. So we've got this abandoned, destroyed little multi-tier, very multi-tier gorilla exhibit. They can probably, by a look of it, explore this entire thing. Yeah, you can see there's some sleeping area right there. We have another one over here. I believe this is, look at that, even got the pathway crossing over between them. I love that. And it's blocked up because I think this is a different animal. I think this is a chimpanzee lurking in this big overgrown building. And this makes sense. This is this lost abandoned city that's been, look at that, that's really cool. This unbroken transformers on the roof for the fire and smoke. This is a lost abandoned city, you know, reclaimed by nature essentially. There's definitely an animal in here. I will find it. Anyways, we'll move on because this is my favourite bit over here. So you imagine if you're in this building here, you are, I can't remember what they're called in The Last of Us. That's really bad. It's a Joel and someone, and you look out the window and you see this, and that, look at it, it's the abandoned, it's a giraffe enclosure, a really nice pretty giraffe enclosure, but it's also the abandoned city from The Last of Us, and it's perfect. It's straight out of it. It blows my mind how cool this is. This is honestly my favourite thing I've ever downloaded. It is, it really is, it's perfect. That is the abandoned city from The Last of Us, built into this beautiful exhibit. Are they okay with this much? This is an insane amount of foliage right here. I'm curious. Yeah, I thought that might be a little bit much for the giraffes, but it doesn't matter. Look at that. Use your eyeballs and look at the screen. I can't overhype this enough. This is gorgeous. Everything else I show you tonight is going to be useful for your own zoos, but this is, for me, one of the best builds I've seen, just in terms of the sort of feeling that it evokes with these giraffes in particular, that I had to showcase it. I just had to. But we're going to go check out plenty more stuff, so let's hop on to item 2. Something more useful, I promise. So as promised, we're going to do just that. This is the Starter Zoo by PAULSLEY. This is a really good example of a downloadable zoo that's actually useful in a different way. That one's beautiful, but this is not only incredibly well designed. I've actually already featured PAULSLEY's work here on the channel in one of these previous videos, but just if you again are not interested in building your own zoo, you're just interested in getting the animals into the game and getting started, this is pretty perfect. I've seen a lot of people have problems with these. Just as a very quick thing, when you download a zoo like this, you don't load in Sandbox and then put it down. You load it as a save file. If you're on the home page, you go My Zoos and there's a download section. That's where you're going to get the zoos from. This is going to be really cool. I'm really excited to see your guys' zoos as well. We'll be able to download and explore those. So, this is a starter zoo. We've got a little shop area right here at the start. We've got info panels. We've got our staff members already here. We've got, a little curve. I actually really like this toilet. I don't think I've said those words before, but that's actually really nice. And we can wander forward. We've got a lovely little intro section here. A bridge over the middle. It's definitely got a African/New World theme going on. We've got a beautiful little fountain area though. Very, very pretty. Does trigger me slightly that there's 3 of them on this right hand side and 2 on the left side. I'm not sure I'm going to get over that. We've got our starter exhibit right here, and this is what I mean. This is just ready-made. You know, this is a nice little viewing area up here with some canopies. I don't feed the animal sign. There should be a staff entrance somewhere that I'm probably not seeing. Yep, hiding away under there. Perfect. This is ready. You just stick an animal in here, change the terrain up a little bit, and it's ready to go. You could obviously mix and match a little bit more. This one, if you have something a little bit more aquatic-based, same idea. Where's the staff entrance? There it is, lurking over there. Again, oh, it's actually got a ready-made underwater viewing section in this little canopy down here. Really cool, really well made. So I'm honestly just so jealous of people who can pull things like this. Is like beyond me. I'm very jealous of people who can do things like this. Moving on for our starter zoo, we've got a lovely little banner here. It's only lovely because the dodo made it in. A little, you could, I mean, this is the kind of thing you could change out, right? You could change out little decorations to make it more suit your needs, but little panda bit. Over to the left, we've got our, again, the dodo, which makes it cool. I think this is our general staff area over here. Again, I really like this idea of having like little corridors before you get to the buildings. I'm going to have to start doing that more. And over here on the right, we have the other staff area. So these are our two staff buildings. Walk forward a little bit more, and we have what I believe is the exhibits. Nope, we're Hot Dog Squad. It's my club name. And Pip Shot Water. And over here on the right, we have a couple more shops as well. Good stuff. Well done, PAULSLEY. Let's move on to object free. No more zoos now. We're going to just look at individual cool buildings and cool items to finish things off. I couldn't possibly have done this video without highlighting these next two items. They speak to my sensibilities on a fundamental, deep level. So, let's check this one out first. This is the Extinct Workshop, the Extinct Research Lab by NETTAI. Now, the building itself is it's very well made. It's a cool, funky little looking building, you know, and you know me, funky to the end. But for those who don't recognise this, which I'm sure most of you do, in Zoo Tycoon 2, and yes, ignore that crate in the distance, I can't do anything about it. In Zoo Tycoon 2, you had to research your dinosaur species before, well, you dig them up and then you'd research the bones and stuff like that. And this is that building, taken straight from Zoo Tycoon 2 and brought into Planet Zoo. This is exactly the kind of thing I was really excited to see. Zoo Tycoon 2, more than Zoo Tycoon 3, which Frontier actually made, is the true predecessor to Planet Zoo, you know, in the customization, a variety of animals, and stuff like that. So this is a really cool little nod to that. It is, again, just perfectly made, really, really cool. We can hop inside. It's just, you can stick some stuff in it. You put some information down. I've put my own pathing in. I stick some information booths in there, maybe like a little statue that you've made to look like a dinosaur. Maybe we'll have something appropriate for that in a moment, who knows? Wink wink. Now, with an Extinct Research Lab, we would be researching dinosaurs, so it seems silly to not bring a dinosaur into the game. You're just wandering around the park, you've emerged from the Extinct Research Lab, you hear some loud footsteps, you look up and you see what is called Rocky Rex. This is kind of a bonus. I'm doing 6 items rather than 5 in today's video. But Rocky Rex by Rebecca from Dark Edge TV has, yeah, it's a T-Rex. I don't know what else to say. It's a really, really cool looking giant Rocky T-Rex, kind of built in a similar way to the incredible dragon skull we saw in the last video. I think you could sink this a little into the ground, rotate it a little bit, cover it in vines and stuff like that, and have it as part of an exhibit as this ancient statue that was like worshipped by some civilization, and it would look really cool. I don't know why some ancient civilization is worshipping a T-Rex. Logically that makes 0 sense, but roll with me here. It just, look at it, it's perfect. It's made for the research lab. You've done your research, and what you've researched is a giant rocky dinosaur. Go check it out, by Rebecca, Dark Edge TV, Rocky Rex. Now, again, we have a theme tonight. The theme is dinosaurs. So, our 5th, but not final, because we do have a bonus thing at the end. Slightly dinosaur themed once again. I promise this will be the last one, but I can't help myself, folks. And why can't I help myself? Because it's perfect. It's beautiful. It makes me incredibly roused. This is the Jurassic Park Visitor Centre by LOOPEDCHRIS, and it's... You know what? It makes me sad that I didn't think to do it first. That's what I'll say. It makes me sad that I did not think to make this initially. It is basically a perfect one-to-one recreation. I am really, really impressed with the level of detail, including things like the way the door frame staggers down to the actual door itself, which is something a lot of people wouldn't have noticed. This is clearly made with someone, by someone with a lot of respect for the franchise and for Jurassic Park in general. I am determined to A, try to build one of my own, or B, find a way to integrate this into an exhibit, because it is just so incredibly cool. I don't think there's an indoors, but we can hop inside. Boop. No. You can do something in there. Again, you can put a little info section, maybe get rid of that door, put a path going in. I just want to grab... Let's just do a little thing here. And again, I will say it once more, you can download this in the comments down below. Just gonna stick that in there. There we go, folks. Jurassic Park come to life right here in Planet Zoo. Look at that. That is incredible. That makes me I've already told you what it makes me, so I'm not going to spend too long talking about that. Jurassic Park Visitor Centre by LOOPEDCHRIS, and also a little preview of the final thing we're looking at in the background. That was a total, utter mistake. Good stuff. Moving on then to our 6th and final item of the night. And that final thing is a giant panda habitat by PixelWest89. Again, one of the most impressive builds I've ever seen on the workshop. This is like the other things we've seen just recently. If we hop into blueprints, and you can just pick it up just like that, giant panda habitat. You'd want to sink it into the ground a little bit maybe. You can just place it down. If, again, you are a player who wants to download workshop stuff, doesn't want to... You know, if you think you're never going to build something like this, or you're just too lazy, that's totally okay, I totally get that. Then you could just download this, stick this in your zoo, and you have an incredible looking giant panda habitat. Now, it does require a little work to set up. You can see I kind of screwed up here. This should be sunk much lower into the ground, I think. Actually, maybe not. I think this should be raised slightly. What you do have to do is put the path in the middle. You can see I didn't do a great job of that. Generally speaking, this is not a strong suit for me. But you'd put the path in the middle. That goes all the way along to this lovely little area at the top. And we've got a little shop within the exhibit, essentially, that looks over onto this beautiful... Look at this. This is an incredible little panda exhibit. Little pagoda bits at the side. We've got a lovely looking waterfall. Waterfalls really look better over short distances in this game. We've got a load of bamboo, which is what you'd expect. We've got a little cove down here that they can hide and chill in with the coolers or the heaters on the wall there. I think it's a cooler. We've got little statues, we've got feeders, we've got the big bell. I love the bell hanging underneath one of the platforms. I can't seem to move. There we go. What else have we got? Yeah, that's about it, but lots of decoration at the side. There's your main... I mean, look at that as a viewpoint. That's incredible. Lovely little panda themed signs over here as well, just letting you know you've got pandas. We've got the info signs up already, we've got bins, we've got benches. We even have a glass section over here on the right hand side, which is going to let you look into what underneath the shop, which I assume is where their bed is. Now, how they get in there, I'm actually not sure. Is it hiding behind the tree? No, that's crazy. How did it get in there? Is it behind the waterfall? I think it's behind the waterfall. Nope, that would have been cool. I actually don't know how. I want to find out now. How did he get inside? I'm curious. Is it behind the waterfall? Right, there's the staff entrance there. There's a little toy there as well. There's... Oh, there's actually 2 levels of... Ah, there it is. Okay, just a cheeky little area through there. Very subtle as well. Really got... This is just beautiful. It really is. And the kind of thing I'm really happy to highlight, because this is useful. Ignore that. This is useful for you folks at home, those of you who don't want to build. It's beautifully made. It's easy to download. It works in your game. As you can see, it's working right here. You would have to spend some time making this path in the middle work. Although I would be tempted to actually get rid of it entirely. Or maybe just make a fake one using wooden logs or something like that. But still... Yeah, really, really cool. Go check this out. Somebody West, some number. God, my memory does not exist. I've already told you what it is. It's linked in the description down below. Go check out all these items. We've got starter zoos. We've got amazing destroyed cities. We've got giant dinosaurs. We've got extinct research labs. We've got Jurassic Park visitor centres. And, of course, we have gorgeous giant panda habitats. Those are, in my opinion, some of the best items of this week. There's plenty more out there. There's some incredible stuff on the workshop. Do let me know what your favourites are in the comments down below. Which of these 6 do you like the best? We'll be back next weekend with more highlights. Thank you very much for joining me. Go give some love to these creators. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.